Your cat walks to the front door 10 minutes before you get home every single time. Not coincidence, not magic. In 1994, biologist Rupert Sheldrake documented dozens of cases where cats stationed themselves at entry points before their owners returned, with no auditory or visual cue available. Two mechanisms are working together. The first is circadian entrainment, the process by which the body's internal clock synchronizes to a repeating daily rhythm. Every mammal runs one. Cats are no exception. Every mammal carries a master clock in a region of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This cluster of roughly 20,000 neurons fires in a near-perfect 24-hour cycle, calibrated daily by light, temperature, and social routine. Cats aren't solitary timekeepers. Research from the University of Tokyo, published in 2017, confirmed that domestic cats actively entrain their circadian rhythms to the behavioral patterns of the humans they live with: meals, movements, even sleep cycles. Chronobiologists call these external cues Zeitgebers, German for time givers. For cats, the most powerful Zeitgebers aren't sunrise or sunset. They're the specific, repeating rhythms of the person they've bonded with. Here's where it gets harder. A circadian clock explains why a cat becomes alert around the same hour each day. It doesn't explain how a cat distinguishes today's return at 5:47 from yesterday's at 6:12. That precision requires something else entirely. A cat's nose contains roughly 200 million olfactory receptor cells. A human nose contains around 6 million. That's not a small difference. It's a fundamentally different relationship with chemical information, one built for reading the world in ways we can't perceive. Every scent is a molecule. Every molecule degrades. Volatile organic compounds, the chemicals that carry smell, break down at predictable rates depending on temperature, humidity, and airflow. Scent concentration is, in effect, a timestamp. When you leave behind a chemical signature: skin cells, breath residue, fabric molecules. That signature fades at a measurable rate. A cat with 200 million olfactory receptors can detect the concentration gradient of that fading signal and estimate elapsed time from it. This is the second mechanism, scent decay tracking. The circadian clock tells the cat which part of the day it is. The scent gradient tells the cat how long ago you left. Together, they triangulate a precise estimate of when you'll return, built from biology, not intuition. But what happens when schedules change? If a cat's anticipatory behavior is truly clock-driven, a sudden shift in your routine should disrupt it. The evidence confirms it does, in a specific, measurable way. Animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, in his 2013 book Cat Sense, documented that cats whose owners shift to irregular work schedules show measurably increased anxiety behaviors, excessive vocalization, disrupted sleep, reduced appetite, consistent with circadian desynchronization. It's the same disruption human shift workers experience when the schedule rotates. The internal clock is calibrated to one rhythm. When the external world runs on a different one, the mismatch costs something. In humans, metabolic and cognitive health. In cats, behavioral stability. There's another layer. Cats possess a vomeronasal organ, also called Jacobson's organ, located in the roof of the mouth. It detects heavier, non-airborne chemical compounds the nose can't reach. giving cats a second distinct chemical channel for reading their environment. When a cat curls its lip and holds its mouth slightly open, a behavior called the Feline response, it's routing scent molecules directly to the vomeronasal organ. It's not grimacing. It's sampling a chemical archive with a specialized instrument. Your home isn't just a space to your cat. It's a chemical map, constantly updated. Every surface you touch deposits trace molecules. Your cat reads those deposits the way you might read notes on a whiteboard, as a record of where you were and when. A fair challenge. Maybe cats are reacting to a single strong cue, a sound, a vibration, rather than tracking time itself. Sheldrake's 1994 study tested this directly, placing cats in soundproofed rooms with no external vibration. They still showed anticipatory behavior before owner return. Anticipatory behavior began 10 to 15 minutes before arrival, consistently, with no acoustic or seismic trigger available. The only remaining explanation is internal. The cat's own biological clock, calibrated to a learned schedule, generating a predictive signal from within. Here's the payoff. What the anticipatory behavior reveals isn't just a neat trick. It reveals that cats maintain a predictive model of the world, a running internal simulation of expected events, built from accumulated experience and updated by sensory data in real time. Cognitive ethologist Nicola Clayton established in 1998 that animals can encode not just what happened, but where and when. In 2006, feline researcher Jonathan Crystal at the University of Georgia confirmed cats demonstrate the same what, where, when encoding. Episodic-like memory isn't unique to birds. If cats encode when events happen, every day isn't a blank slate. Your morning routine, your departure, your return, these aren't just stimuli. They're entries in a temporal archive, cross-referenced against expectation, flagged when they deviate. The broader implication cuts deep. If a cat runs a predictive temporal model of its household, unpredictability isn't merely inconvenient, it's cognitively disruptive. Routine isn't a luxury for a domestic cat. It's a functional requirement of its perceptual system. Consider two households. In the first, an owner works from home on an irregular schedule, present at unpredictable hours, absent without pattern. In the second, an owner leaves at 8 and returns at 6 every weekday. A 2016 study by veterinary behaviorist Daniel Mills at the University of Lincoln found the second cat shows significantly lower chronic stress markers. This reframes something most owners notice but rarely understand. When your cat rubs its face against your leg upon return, it's not only expressing affection, it's remarking you with fresh scent, resetting the chemical clock so the decay gradient can begin again from a known baseline. What about cats who navigate multiple people or spend time outdoors? Research by Eugenia Natoli at the Istituto Zooprofilactico Sperimentale in Rome found that free-roaming cats maintain distinct scent decay timelines for multiple individuals and territorial zones, running parallel temporal models across different social contexts simultaneously. This capacity didn't emerge for domestic convenience. Wild felids use scent decay tracking to monitor territorial intrusions, reading how recently a rival passed through by the concentration of its scent mark. The domestic cat inherited a survival tool and repurposed it for cohabitation. That cat, sitting at the front door 10 minutes before you arrive, isn't displaying a mysterious sixth sense. It's running ancient biological software, Software that once tracked rival predators across kilometers of open territory, now aimed quietly at a single closed door. Most people read a cat's stillness as indifference. The science points the other way. A quiet cat in a familiar room is processing, sampling chemical gradients, cross-referencing circadian signals, updating a predictive model that runs continuously beneath the surface. The practical application is direct. Consistent daily routines, feeding at the same time, departures and returns on predictable schedules, aren't just convenient habits. They're the raw data your cat uses to maintain a stable, low-stress model of its world. Predictability is a welfare tool. The reach extends beyond cats. A 2020 comparative cognition review in Animal Cognition by Jonathan Crystal cataloged 17 non-human species demonstrating temporal anticipation through internal modeling, from rats to dolphins. The domestic cat sits firmly in that company, and it has been doing so quietly on your couch all along. Right now, in your home, a cat may be sitting somewhere quiet, not sleeping, not waiting idly. It's tracking the slow decay of your scent, cross-referencing it against an internal clock calibrated to your life. It knows within minutes when you'll walk through that door,